wake up. Why are you sleeping on a dream?
What is going on, guys? My name is Kieran Davis, aka the Master of Coin, and I've been a full-time trader now for the last 5 years. I want you guys to come with me and spend a realistic day in the life as a full-time trader actually living in Thailand. None of this fake influencer bullshit lifestyle. I want to show you realistic stuff, what we get up to, and being 100% authentic. Right now it's about, I actually don't really know what time it is. Oh, it's 8 a.m. Now again, I'm one of those people that say you gotta wake up at 5 a.m. because for me, right, London session doesn't start until fucking 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I ain't a big believer in having these mad extravagant routines, but all I like to do in the morning is firstly, take the dog out, which I'm about to do for a second. He's being rambunctious, he's stealing rocks. Kaiser, come in, my boy. Yes, my boy Kaiser, shout out to him. You got anything to say for the vlog? No? All right. But yeah, listen, normally in the morning, coffee, keep it nice and simple, read 10 pages of a book before we start the rest of the day. Now, one big tip for you guys, obviously for your traders, right, make sure that you plan out your days before. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. How can you expect to wake up and just go willy-nilly and do whatever you feel like? Nah, bro. Every single successful person I know, and for me, what actually started to change my life was planning out my days the night before. So, right, let's get those 10 pages of a book done. From there, see you lot after that.
Come on.
Cliche as it sounds, man, the more you're gonna learn, the more you're gonna earn. But the best way to really learn is through a solid repetition, man. Look at the state of this book right now, bro. Look at the color, it's decoloring. Bro, I've got fucking food on the side of it. I've got pages of highlights and note taking. And you see, a lot of people, they'll read one book and they're like, yeah, man, I read that book. Really? So can you tell me what was on page 92? Can you tell me what was on page 74? No, you can't. Yeah, because you don't know the information. You see, repetition is the mother of all learning and consistency is the father. So don't just read a book once and think, oh yeah, I've read the book and it's done. Because each time you read the book, you're now going to be different. So you'll pick up new things that you didn't pick up from before. Now, yeah, obviously we just got done with the reading. We're going to go grab some breakfast, take Mr. Man for a walk. And I want you guys to really make a habit for yourself and start exposing yourself to new experiences in life. Because if you really want to get to that next level, you have to start to change your palette of taste. For example, I grew up in a 1-bedroom flat in Southeast London. This place we're staying at now has 6 bedrooms. And I'm not saying that to flex, to brag and say, look at me, I'm so cool. No, the reason I go to these places is to up my standard of living. You see, your mind's like a t-shirt. Once it's been stretched by an idea, it's never gonna go back to its original form. So expose yourself to new experiences. I'm not saying go and spend all your money and rent Lamborghinis, but don't be afraid sometimes to treat yourself to the nicer plane ticket, stay in a nicer hotel, stay in a nicer villa. What will happen is it will raise that standard of living, and now because you've raised that standard of living, you're gonna find it very hard to kind of go back to that normal baseline. So naturally, you're gonna rise to your standards. We all rise and fall to our standards. So what are your standards? Now, what I like to normally do in the mornings now is just hop on a chart, see any positions that I'm in. And right now, I'm still in this trade 1 to 10 that me and my team caught last Friday on GBP CAD. And it's just crazy because like being able to share this information with my team, and like, I should always go live 3 times a week and give them the trades I'm looking at, the reasons, the levels. Like look how many people caught the same level as me. Like my guy Dom, he's catching the same trades on GU. My boy Harry catching the same thing. My boy Jay catching it. And obviously so many more people. And it's crazy because this is why it's good to be part of a community and learn from people that have the results you want. Now I'm not saying I'm a signal provider and I will give you 1 million fucking trades a day, but it's just good to be tapped in with people who have the results you want, because that's the fastest way to learn. For me, I always had mentors, and I have mentors in every single area. But yeah, in terms of GCAD now, like I said, we did take some partials on Friday. See, in terms of GCAD, I did become a little bit aggressive with the partial profit taking because higher time frame, fit our counter trend trade model, and I still think it has a little bit of potential to come lower, but when I'm counter trend trading, I have to be a little bit more aggressive with my partial profit taking and how much money I'm taking, because obviously if I'm overall bullish and I'm taking hedge sells down, I need to be aggressive with those take profits, because at any point the market can just reverse. Now obviously there is a logic to the market, it's not just random, but I just like to be more aggressive with that partial profit taking when I'm counter trend trading, rather than having some 1 to 1 billion target and never taking anything. You know what I mean? So I mean, I've secured enough profit on this thing. It's a break even, so whatever happens, happens. Obviously, in terms of the rest of the charts, again, it's only Tuesday. I do find that a lot of my positions end up coming to fruition later on in the week. So I'm not too fussed about trying to catch a bunch of trades this early, especially last week was a great week. But again, I'll mark up my charts, I'll set some alerts, and we'll see anything that does transpire. But man, getting to this villa yesterday was absolutely crazy, bro.
Adventure.
Yeah, like talk about adventure, bro. Like, hey, what are you barking at? Like yesterday we was trying to get to this villa, bro. The map sent us on some, like, when I say off-road, bro, like this was the jungle. I was creating the road with a truck. Like it was absolutely fucked. And we almost got lost for like 40 minutes, bro, driving through the Thai mountains. We finally found this place on the hill. Absolutely crazy. So this is why, man, you gotta have those trucks, bro. You can't be having these 4x4 trucks. You can't be having some fucking Bentley or Beamer in these countries, bro. It's not gonna work out. You need big 4x4 truck in Thailand, man.
And shout out to the Thai people that help us go through the USA, the jungle and everything.
Oh yeah, there was like at some point, yeah, we came to a rave. There was like a rave of bare Thai people and scooters, and we couldn't really get through because there was so much fucking scooters there in the middle of this jungle, and it wasn't even road, bro. So I don't know how the fuck these guys got there. And then yeah, we was just like smashing through. No, didn't smash through. But yeah, it was trying to pass through, and obviously with their fucking bikes was getting stuck. So yeah, shout out to them lot if you're watching this. Sheesh, yes, boys, man. So just about to hop in the truck right now. Let's turn this. Oh, we hear that. Oh, the Raptor is raptoring, boys. Well, it sounds like in sport mode. I don't know if you guys can hear this. This boys, it's got to this little jungle gym, bro. I see it online, man, right by the beach, fucking beautiful. But look at all the weights and shit they got, bro. It's like, I don't even know how much this is, but let's get it done, man. It's got to be done. Got done with a workout in the ice bath. They say being in the ice bath releases the same amount of dopamine as doing fucking cocaine. I don't do cocaine, I do ice baths. And it's cold as fuck. You should be trading, man. Sheesh. Yes, boys, obviously we just got back from the gym, we showered up, we ate some nice lunch, some nice chicken, and yeah, we just flew the drone for a little bit, got some content. You've probably seen that by now. It's funny recording and editing, man. I love doing this. This is a great passion of mine, man. That's why I started this whole thing. And obviously being a full-time trader, it allows you to get the time to go and do these things that are your passions, man. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of going to be getting ready for one of my team calls tonight, where we've got a team training. This is where like every single week I do 3 calls for my team, where we do live trading, live analysis, fundamental analysis, psychology. And we also have a day where my team can request different topics. So we've got a bunch of different topics everyone's requested today, which obviously we're about to get into. And man, I'm excited to drop the sauce. Markets are looking a little bit too dry again. I don't really like to trade London session too much. Not that there's anything wrong with London session, and you can catch some great opportunities during London. For me, I just like to wait for the market to come to my zones rather than me going on there and actually trying to force a setup. And I always find that, at the start of the week, market's always slower anyway. Like there are weekly cycles as well, where maybe Monday and Tuesday you get an impulse, and then Wednesday, Thursday you kind of get some reversals. So I kind of like to, save my trading for that, those few days. And especially, catching continuations, it's quite dark, and especially catching continuations during New York session. So anyway, I'm going to write up this content, record a couple of videos, plan this team training, and then I'll get onto the charts later. I'll show you guys a little market outlook, what we're looking at on GBP CAD. Obviously, we had a very brief look at it earlier, but I'll show you guys what I'm looking at, if it is likely for it to continue going to lower levels or anything else, if it can manifest this week. And obviously, if it does, we'll look at it, we'll try and trade it, whatever happens, if it loses or if it's take profit. Oh, one of my delivery drivers just arrived. So anyway, right, I'm going to script out this content, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Right, yes, boys. So obviously we just got done recording the little videos, had a nice little realistic sit down with you guys. So you'll see that some point soon. But now I've got my team call starting in about 45 minutes. So what I'm gonna do now is just hop on the charts. And quickly kind of mark up everything that I'm gonna be looking at for this week. Usually the first thing I do is always check the fundamental analysis. So one website I like to use is called Forex Factory or Bloomberg. I mean, there's some great articles on Bloomberg. There's a newsletter you can sign up to on Bloomberg called 5 Things to Know About Every Day. And they send it to you every day. But I always like to check Forex Factory just for the economic calendar of the week. Now, a lot of people, when they check Forex Factory, they're just seeing, oh, there's a red folder news, so I don't trade. Listen, I'm trying to understand what the news is and how that's going to influence the market direction, because that is what controls these financial markets. The markets don't move because of magical lines. They move because of fundamental narrative and reasons. Why would investors want to actually accumulate this instrument to raise the value? Why would they want to actually distribute this instrument to depreciate the value compared to another asset? Like, it's all understanding money flow, and fundamentals is understanding why money is flowing, where it's flowing. Now, there's different types of news events that come out. Some are catalytical, which will just accelerate price, and some are actually directional defining. So this week, we do have some labor market data, a lot of job openings coming out, obviously unemployment claims, ISM services, and obviously NFP as well. Now, for me, with the labor market, all of the labor market is reactionary data to what's going on with the monetary policy and the interest rates. And that's the main thing that's going to dictate the direction of the dollar. Like, I think this labor market data, depends on what it comes out as, could cause some short-term strength on the dollar. And this is where we obviously combine it with the technicals as well. And we'll get into GCAD later, the one I peeped to you guys earlier. But getting into the dollar now on a higher time frame, right? I mean, we're pretty bearish on this thing, right? We just confirmed the larger redistribution. So this thing can easily, by breaking that low, so this thing could easily be coming up to at least, 103, 500 zones, even the 105, 500 zones. And that's where I'll be looking for distributions to sell this thing back over, because higher time frame, fundamentally, what the Fed are saying now, where inflation's coming lower, they're cutting interest rates soon. And once those interest rates get cut, I think we'll see a massive sell-off, because higher interest rates mean a higher yield for bonds. Bonds is what drives the value of the dollar. So if people have higher interest rates, there's a greater yield, you make more money on your return on investment. So people want their money in the dollar, causing it to shoot higher. But when interest rates are cut, that's what's going to cause it, for me, going to cause the dollar to be bearish. Now, short term, I think we could see some spikes depending on what this labor market data comes out this week. I mean, with the labor market last week, and this is something I shared on my calls for dollar buys, and which is why we had the obviously pound short. But obviously last week, when we did see the US dollar unemployment claims come out better, where we saw less people file for unemployment than previous, shows that the labor market is stronger, which is obviously a bullish sign for the dollar, because it will short-term appreciate it. And eventually, when we have the Fed fund meeting later this month in September, and they do cut rates, I think that's going to be the catalyst to roll us back over. So it's kind of like the short-term, for me, the short-term bullish news to bring us back up to some supply zones, to then have the interest rates be cut, to then drop. And that's my narrative, right? So then combine it on the charts. I mean, obviously, we've got this massive redistribution, but again, understanding multiple timeframes for the market to actually come back up to premium. Inside of here, there's going to be a bearish market cycle. And that bearish market cycle is going to need to break to give permission to retrace up to premium levels of supply. So if we kind of investigate that on a lower time frame, right? So we have, well, again, we have another redistribution being maintained from here. Now, this one I don't put too much weight on because it is in a little bit of discount, but it does have cause and effect. So it could definitely give a reaction if I get lower time frame distributions. Like, again, for me with my points of interest, I'm not telling the market it's going to react off the zone. I'm simply waiting for my lower time frame confirmations to confirm if it is actually a valid level of supply to show me proof of sellers showing up. Obviously, there's other ways to validate the POI, but that's a convo for another day. Maybe if you want a video on that, let me know and I can do it. And how to actually pick the correct points of interest, I can do that for you. But in order for it to come up to this point of interest, there's another lower time frame market cycle inside of here, which is going to need to break. And obviously what we did last week is we just broke that. So for me, dollar's going to be bullish now, right? From the unemployment data that came out last week, depends on if the unemployment data this week, and it shows the labor market is stronger, that can cause that bullish narrative on the dollar. So in terms of what I want to really do with this as of today, I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, I would be looking to short EU, But I mean, for me with my counter trend model, I don't play accumulations, right? I only play reaccumulations for continuations, not reversals. So we did have a pretty poor accumulation down here. And for me, there's just no manipulation. This is all just kind of like order flow of order flow of order flow. So what I'd kind of want to see going into this week is some sort of manipulation to the downside to fake people out. Everyone goes short again, accumulate, let it accumulate, confirm a reaccumulation by validating this distribution that's here, and then playing the pullback and the retest of that to then send it up to that supply zone. Of course, depends on what the fundamentals do. That's what's going to be my confirmations as well. Now, obviously, I can't trade the dollar, but I will be looking at, like Euro USD. So I'm always open to the other side of the coin and being wrong. And that's why I create game plans, so that if my idea is wrong, I'm not just going to be, sitting there like, what am I going to do, right? So if-then scenarios is what you create, if-then. So if the market then invalidates this, well, it's now just created another redistribution. So I'll then just play the mitigation of that to then sell it back down again. So that's it. It's just my few situations. Again, this like the financial markets are literally just a game of chess. All you got to do is create a few scenarios. If it does this, then I'll do that. Keep it really simple. So obviously looking at Euro USD now, what I can see is it's definitely starting to build up a whole bunch of liquidity, and it's in discount of this bearish leg because we just invalidated some demand. So what I'd want to be doing on this, if dollar shows that strength on the labor market, I'd want to see it shake out that, right? Either distribute up in here, play the redistribution to do something like that and get in off that. Now, again, I'm happy to wait however long it needs to be to get in a position like this. Like, I don't want to be too greedy. I don't want to be, rushing into the market. And for me, this is what I'd want to see to take a trade. Like, I'm completely fine with not taking positions. Like, I'll wait however long I need to. Like for me, this, 1 to 65 we caught the other week, which for me, I had to wait about, like a whole week, 8 days to actually get in that position from the levels I was looking at. Kaiser. So patience is the big thing in these markets. Don't expect to go to the markets every day to get a trade. And just whilst we're here, I'm going to quickly recap the GCAD short I took as well. And obviously a lot of people on my team took this, which I showed you guys this morning. Again, I waited about a week to take this trade too. But all she did, right, it was very, very simple, is she came into my supply zone, right? Once she came into my supply zone, I just went down to a lower time frame, right? I wanted to wait for a distribution, but I could not see any lower time frame distribution in here that I could validate. So what I would have needed it to do is invalidate the bullish market cycle by breaking this reaccumulation here. Once it did that, and again, I don't trade highs and lows, it's reaccumulations, which is my market structure. I've done videos on that. Once it did that, I then wanted to play into the cause that broke that, which was this redistribution here. I just set my limit on the 50, stops above the highs, right? Had my key zones at my targets, and then obviously went and smashed that 1 to 10. Now, I did honestly think it could have came a little bit lower just because where we are, higher time frame, we're still in premium. But obviously higher time frame is extremely bullish. So that's why I'm not going to try and hold the whole thing for defenses. It's a counter trend trade. I knew that it's a bit more riskier, so I'm going to lower the amount of risk on the trade. And two, I'm going to be more aggressive on my partial profit taking because it's counter trend trade and it can do what it's doing here. Like imagine going to a 1 to 10 and I'm like, oh my God, right? I want a 1 to 17 and not closing anything, and now it takes you out. Like, this is the reality of trading. Not every trade is going to hit your full take profit. Some will hit stop loss. Some will hit all your take profits. Some will hit 1 take profit and then take you out. Some will hit 2 and take you out. Some will go break even. You know what I mean? So don't stress yourself about every trade hitting your target. Think in your terms of sample sizes, zoom out, elevate your perspective, and you're going to be fine. All right, man. So Shorty's just gone to the mall to go and grab some grilled fish. You guys remember from the last vlog, that grilled fish was hitting different. So we're gonna fire up the barbecue later. I obviously do have my team call starting in about 30 minutes. So I'm all prepared for that, got all the topics everyone wants to be trained on. So for example, what we're gonna be going through this week, so things from a psychological basis, confirmation bias, how to know exactly what levels to look at and not feel lost on the charts. Going over type 1 schematics, rebalancing, counter trend, trend changing, cause and effect. Using futures, correlating assets, divergences. What is driving a pair? How I validate and invalidate levels of supply and demand, because Jay said, again, this is what I'm reading in my chat, like we have a community where everyone puts the requests for the weekly trainings we do, and obviously the live trading calls we do too. But about like how I validate levels of supply and demand and how to know if it's actually one to pay attention to with examples. Going over how I do my fundamental analysis from scratch, right? So you know, we cover anything by request. So if there's obviously anything you guys want, let me know as well and I'll get a video for you guys. But now, hey Mr. Kaiser, what's good, bro? What's good, buddy? I'm gonna go take him for a quick walk. It is raining here in Koh Samui. It is monsoon season, right? So it's a little bit gloomy and bluey. But yeah, so let's go do that, have the team call, and then we'll touch base after that, guys. All right, let's pause that. All right, now this is the only time I'm listening to music to raise the vibration. I'm human, man, I listen to music. But again, it's PD most of the time. Now, we just got done with the team call and Shorty has just prepared the marinated the fish. What's happening, Shorty?
Hi.
Goodbye. No, I'm joking.
Nah.
But yeah, we just poured up a little honey Jack D. She's got a little...
Martini.
That who created? Oh wait, it's so blurry. Wait there. You get the focus on the, yeah.
Kieran.
Oh, how is it?
It's amazing.
Fantastic. What's that you got there? That's pretty small compared to my schlong. I think you should get something bigger. Anyway, so we just got done with the team call. That was about, don't worry, I was not drinking on team call, mate, come on. That was about 3 hours long, bro. We went hard in the paint. The team had a lot of questions. There's a lot of things they wanted to go through. And listen, man, I'm not gonna limit the call and be that guy. Like, I'm only doing it for an hour. Like, I'm there until we're done, you know? To get the job done, man, making sure that everyone is getting fucking results. So right now, so now we just got the protector of the fish, my dog, you know, Mr. Kaiser, and we've got a little barbecue cooking up right now. So, chef, come. I mean, I'm the #1 griller. You're the #1 marinator and cooker. So tell us what we got on the menu tonight.
I don't know what is it in English, but I know in Indonesia it's called gurame and salmon. And I just made Indonesian marinated sauce. And yeah, and the grill.
Just grilling.
And then shrimp and squid. And vegetables.
Well, cheers to that. Wait, there you go. Cheers. Oh, she hasn't got her cheers.
Cheers.
Come cheers me. But yeah, and then probably realistically now, like I checked the markets. GCAD wasn't looking. Oh, wait, cheers. Oh, whoa, she see that? She tried to do the cheers without eye contact. You know, that's 6 years bad sex. Oh my goodness.
I just heard that from Kieran. Before that, I never know.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, you can hear me want some shrimp. But yeah, let's cook up the barbecue. I mean, the market's relatively dry, to be honest with you. I mean, GCAD did obviously break the order flow, but I don't really care about order flow. If it does give a distro and a little redistro, I'll probably take a small sell on it. But I'm not really too bothered at this point. I think the higher time frame narrative is more important, either waiting for it to confirm the reaccumulation or come all the way back down to demand. And because that's a higher time frame and I'm traveling, I'm not too fussed. It's been a nice last few weeks anyway. Obviously in the markets, you saw my vlog at the start of the month. You know, you saw, well, I don't think you saw the rest of the trades. But yeah, obviously last week was a great week in the markets. What's that GCAD short 1 to 10 was nice. So yeah, anyway, let's grab some food, barbecue up, and